أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسأل أيان يوم القيامة فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر وجمع الشمس والقمر.
He asks, when will be the day of resurrection? When the eye is dazzled and the moon is eclipsed and the sun and the moon are brought together.
As the world is now considered as one global community with information technology reaching its peak of development, nowadays lunar and solar eclipses can be predicted and seen via numerous portals over the internet and other visual modes. Being a global phenomenon, especially being the first Ramadan double eclipses of the 21st century and the second Ramadan double eclipses since the time of the promised Messiah, Hazrat Khalifatullah-al-mahdi salam. Both the lunar and solar eclipses of November 2003 took the world, especially the Muslim world, in a frenzy to search for the Mahdi, as such phenomenon did not occur before except during the lifetime of the promised Messiah and Mahdi, Hazrat Khalifatullah-al-mahdi salam. The lunar eclipse of 9 November 2003 in the month of Ramadan is the first total lunar eclipse of the 21st century, which happened on a micromoon day. That is, when the full moon is at its apogee or its farthest point from Earth, making it appear slightly smaller in the sky compared to when it's at its closest. And as per research on this eclipse, it was completely visible over the Americas, Europe, Africa, and Central Asia. And it could be seen rising over the Americas and setting over Central Asia, seen also in Mauritius. As for the total solar eclipse of 23rd November 2003, it was seen mostly in South America, the Antarctica, and Australia. But nevertheless, the knowledge thereof had reached the world. That is most important, far and wide. And it is impossible for someone endowed with true knowledge to reject this idea, to deny the fact that the prophecy of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has written down in Darqutni, had for the second time during the lifetime of a blessed servant of Allah who came with the Ruhul Qudus, that is the Holy Spirit, being manifested in our present era, 21st century of this common era, and 15th century of the Hijrah. We now continue the second part of our interview with the Khalifatullah, Hazrat Munir A, Azim, Laila-tul-Qadr on the subject of Ramadan double eclipses and their meanings concerning his advent, as the Mahdi and Messiah of this era. Dear Khalifatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Ramadan double eclipses have now occurred twice during your lifetime, not once, twice, which is an extraordinary occurrence, the first time in November 2003 and now in March and April 2024 respectively. Let me come directly to the point. Do you claim to be the Imam Mahdi of this era?
Yes, by the overpowering will and command of my Rabb, my Creator, my Allah, my Lord, who guide, I do claim to be the Imam Mahdi of this 15th century Hijra.
Zor, seekers of truth and even those against your claim as Messiah and Mahdi are adamant to state that when the November 2003 Ramadan double eclipses occurred, you did not yet proclaim to be the Mahdi. What do you have to tell them?
It is true that as awake human beings, did not proclaim on my own that I was a promised Imam Mahdi, but it was Allah who stated clearly that those signs were sent to prove my veracity, and we all know that this prophecy relates to the prophecy concerning the advent of the Mahdi. What beautiful way Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala revealed to me and to the world that I was, am, and will remain his Mahdi. Here, what Allah revealed to me on the 22 and 23 November 2003, on the eve as well as on the day of the solar eclipse, and to which you as well as the then members of the Jamaat witnessed. They cannot deny this. They cannot deny at that time the Jamaat witnessed this. And Allah has Himself addressed me this message and addressed me as thus: O Muhyiddin of this year, peace be upon you and those who are with you, and those who are with you and have believed in my signs and in my manifestation. Address them the message which is being dictated to you by my angels of revelation. Today, the 23rd November 2003, in the month of Ramadan, 28 day of fasting and 29 night of Laila-tul-Qadr, a manifest sign has appeared, and that sign is solar eclipse. Do not take those signs as an ordinary sign. Know this day as an ordinary day. Bear in mind and keep this in your mind, that a leaf does not fall without the permission of your Lord, of your Lord. If today such a sign has manifested, then remember that in the past also such a sign manifested also to prove the veracity of my reformer of that era, that is the promised Messiah, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam. Do not think, O believers, do not think that we will preserve the Holy Quran till Judgment Day without us sending at the head of each century a chosen servant of mine, that is Allah. Do you think that I will let the Ummah of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam suffer, be trampled and crushed in the hand of the kafir, the infidels, of the wrongdoers? Won't you try to open your eyes and see how I have honored the greatest prophet of the entire universe by the prayer Durood Sharif? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Such prayer which were not granted to any prophet except him, that is Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how I gave him Islam as religion and the Quran as a perfect and complete book which I preserve till the last day. Don't you reflect on the fact that to preserve all this, I will send one of my servants, and that through him I will enable to renaissance of Islam and establish faith in the unity of Allah, my unity. When he comes, he manifests to prove the veracity of his advent. For such a servant of Allah, there are two signs which had never been manifested from the creation of the heavens and earth. The first time it was manifested, it was in the time of the promised Messiah, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam, the Muslim of the Messiah. And the second time it is being manifested in my time. That is, the moon will be eclipsed during the first night of Ramadan. That is, during the first of the night, when a lunar eclipse is possible. This is a very long divine message, but I am putting forward some extra of it here to make the world aware that though that I did not stand and say, "Oh people, I am the Imam Mahdi of this era. Believe me." But here it is Allah who is standing and supporting my advent through His own revelation. He further said, "O people who are living in this era, don't you fear that the truth has come manifest like the sun, and on you see the one whom the Ruh-al-Qudus, the Holy Spirit, has come down upon like rainfall. Don't you know that we will have to crawl from far away places like mountain and ice to go to Him, to present Him the greetings of peace of your beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." Are you still sleeping? Are you still sleeping? Are your eyes still closed? Don't you see that all things are being fulfilled, whereas you are still keeping fast, attached to this temporary world? Don't you see that in this new era there are new modes of transportation, informatics and technologies, modern development? In your reflect on the AIDS virus, which is causing havoc around the world, don't you see the tremble earthquake, which are manifesting floods and other calamities, wars, killings, spread of blood everywhere, corruption, drugs, everything, epidemics and economics problems, which I had already revealed and informed through my servant around the world. Are you reflecting on the fact that all these are the signs of Allah? Don't you see that all these are events which are showing that the world has been plunged into darkness, and that now the light, a guide, needs to come to guide you to your Creator? O people, O people, who are you to label my servant as a backbiter, a liar, a sorcerer, The list is so long. Am I not the best judge? Allah said, am I not the best judge? To judge between me and my servant. Don't you reflect on the fact that beside my servant there is me, it is Allah, who is supporting him and shall prove his veracity. So, beware the chastisement. Beware the chastisement who has been reserved for those people who seek to create havoc. Divine message of, this is a divine message of November 2003.
So, O Khalifatullah, if I understand right, after you have been raised as Amirul Mu'mineen by Allah in 2003 and Muhyiddin in March 2003, then in November 2003, you were already the Imam Mahdi.
By my Lord, yes. By my Lord, yes. And Allah stand witness to this. In December 2003, He made me stand up officially to proclaim myself as a Muhyiddin of this era. And in May 2008, He commanded me to stand up and proclaim myself as a khalifatullah of this era. Bear in mind that Khalifatullah is another name and title for the Mahdi. It is recorded in Ibn Majah in a long hadith narrated by Thawban radiyallahu anhu that the Messenger of Allah, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, when you see them, then pledge your allegiance to them, even if you have to crawl over the snow, for that is a caliph of Allah, the khalifatullah-al-mahdi. For any further, and furthermore, back in 2009, I wrote in my book, Dhul-Qarnayn, that as per the science and writings on the record, I was the Imam Mahdi, and it was only in the year 2021 that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala commands me to stand up and proclaim myself as Imam Mahdi. So, you see, this is how Allah prepared His servant, step by step for His mission by affirming the eclipse in the month of Ramadan. As my own, Allah has Himself proved to the world that I was, am, and will remain always the Imam Mahdi in His side. This eclipse happens twice in the month of Ramadan in 2003. And in this year 2024 as well. So no one on earth till now in this era except me has made the proclamation under divine guidance. Under divine guidance. I repeat it. Under divine guidance that he is the promised Mahdi Mahdi. So it is my time only that these lunar and solar eclipse in the month of Ramadan have been manifested in my time and in the time of the promised Messiah, Hazrat khalifatullah-al-mahdi. Of the past era, these signs tally with the authentic hadith of our beloved Prophet, the Holy Prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the Holy Quran and with the ancient Holy Scripture.
Thank you very much for those precisions, O Khalifatullah. May Allah always bless you with His Ruh al-Qudus. Ameen. Indeed, when Allah has appointed a messenger of His and sends him to the world, He already knows him as His own, and He knows all his identities and titles which He will bestow upon him. And I do think that it is only the ulul albab, that is the people endowed with true intelligence, who will be able to understand those signs, accept them, and remain firm on the path of truth along with you, O Khalifatullah. May Allah always count this humble self, this humble one, also as one of the fortunate ones to live in times of a messenger of Allah, albeit a non-law-bearing prophet, messenger of Allah, but still a messenger of Allah, nevertheless, and to continue to serve the cause of Allah with dedication, sincerity, and faith, inshallah. May Allah guide humanity to the truth of your claims in this era and to the pristine beauty and veracity of Islam, inshallah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah for your attention, for being present with us for this exclusive interview with the Khalifatullah-al-Mahdi of this era. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
May I seize this opportunity to thank all who is watching the interview, which is very important. It is not a mundane interview, neither political interview, but is spiritual, purely spiritual, and especially in this era, which is very important, where the world is in the darkness and all people are waiting for someone coming from God, from Allah, to save them from this darkness, to bring them to the divine spiritual life. So may Allah bless all of you and gives you good health and long life, so that you can seek the truth and pray also. And may Allah guide you in the right path and make you accept the divine manifestations and His chosen. That is Allah, Messenger, His chosen one in this era. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.